Hello, welcome back to Serious About Salvage. Now today's video is going to be on the Focus ST Estate. We've just got a few more little bits to do to that and then we can get it in for an MOT. So that's the aim of this video, to get that car MOT'd really and get it done with. But before we do start, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the comments on the most recent video, the Abarth Punto Evo. That car went down a storm with you guys, which I was expecting, and yeah, what a great result getting it running. A lot of interest in that car for buying it. Yeah, so if you're interested, or if it might be sold by the time you see this video, but if you're interested, pop me a message on Instagram. I don't see all the comments on YouTube, there's far too many for me to get through. And thank you, like I said, for all the comments on the video. You guys have taught me a lot about that car that I didn't know, so it's always useful information to have. So yes, thank you for all that. So let's just dive into this Focus ST and we'll have a quick update of where we're up to, what we need to do, and then we'll crack on with it and see if we can get the little bits done and get it MOT'd. Okay, so yes, today's video is back on the Focus ST Estate. So like I said, the main plan for today is to get, well, I should have said this video is to get this car MOT'd. We have various little bits and pieces yet still to do. One of which is the wheel nuts. One of you guys mentioned the wheel nuts. They're all odd at the minute. That's because I stole a few off the Astra because we were missing 5 from this wheel. But what I have done, I've bought a complete new set of wheel nuts. They will go on. We do at some point need to spend some more time on this sill cover. It's got, you know, misshaped or D-shaped or whatever you want to call it whilst being in the boot for so long. It needs warming up a bit more yet and a bit more fettling with that. Got a bit of touching up to do in various places around the car. But them bits aren't, the wheel nuts I'll do now, but the other few bits, sorry, so they don't need to be done for the MOT. The main issue with this car is that passenger front where the wheel was ripped off in the crash. We have a wheel speed sensor issue. We start it. We have ABS traction control lights on. The TPMS light, unfortunately these wheels don't have TPMS sensors in. And the ones that were on it in the crash didn't either. So at the moment that's just going to be a nuisance and just bug me, so I'll probably look to put some new TPMS sensors in it at some point, but for now, like I said, we need to concentrate on the wheel speed sensor. So on this particular car, the cable for the wheel speed sensor, which is this, is not a separate item. It's wired into the full car loom. So I've been to a breakers and I've got this today, and we're going to splice it in as far up as possible because I'm not sure where the damage is. I think it's down here somewhere. I think the cable's been stretched, so we'll join it up here and hopefully that's going to solve our issue. And another issue with this car is I didn't mention the bottom ball joint on this driver's front is absolutely shot, and I mean absolutely shot. So I've got a replacement bottom arm, and the bottom ball joints on these are not a separate item, so you've got to get the whole arm. So we need to put that in. It's a Febby item, so it's a decent quality item. So that's the plan. Get them bits done, get it off for an MOT, and I don't think there's anything else. We've got full new brakes and discs and pads on this all around, new tyres all around. I haven't noticed anything else on the little bit of a road test that I have done. So I think that's going to be the plan. Let's get that done. So we'll get on straight away with the wheel speed sensor wire first, because I want to see if that clears. So we'll put it on temporary, splice it in, just twist them together, check the car, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's one thing down. Okay, I've just wired it up temporary. Now the change in colours is because the cable I got was off a slightly older Focus. It's exactly the same plug on the bottom, still 2-core. So I've kind of took a guess there, what I think is the right way around. So the only way to find out is to flick on the ignition and see if it's made any difference. Not so far. But do we need to delete the code? Okay. I'll get my scanner out, I'll give it a scan. If that don't work, I'll flick them 2 wires over and see if I can get rid of it, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Just saves, you know, dragging on the video on the scanner again. I'll get that bit done and get it sorted hopefully, and let you know why and how I did it. Okay, we have success. So yeah, basically, as you can see, the lights are out. I'd gone 50-50 with the wires, done them the way I thought, and I was wrong. So I swapped the 2 wires over. Faults have gone. So the only 2 faults now we have remaining on this car are still the position sensors for the 2 rear windows. Now, on the previous video I showed you guys trying to program it. The front ones worked fine, where I just opened the window, held the button down fully 5 seconds, closed the window up, held the button down fully 5 seconds, and it programs them. Now in that video a couple of people said on Fords, you've got to open the window, let go of the button, press and hold the button again for 5 or whatever seconds, then close the window, let go of the button, lift the button up and hold it again for 5 seconds. I've tried it, but it still won't clear these 2 faults, which are definitely the position sensors for the rear windows I've checked. So if anyone's got any more ideas on how to program them, do put it down in the comments and I will try whatever you suggest. But as you can see, there's nothing else, everything else passed completely. So that they're nothing lights really. They don't cause any issues. They just stop the one touch closing of the rear windows from working. But we have no lights on the dash. I've been messing, sorry. There we go. We have no lights on the dash, so we're all good. I will permanently now connect them wires. Put that wheel back on with new nuts, and then we'll move on to the driver's side and do the bottom arm. So this is looking good so far. Okay, after much blood, sweat and tears, I did finally get that bottom arm changed. This rear clamp section at the back has to go on, that goes underneath the anti-roll bar and the bush, between the subframe and the anti-roll bar, and it's a pig to get in. You've got to disconnect the drop link to let the anti-roll bar raise, but I got it in the end. And this is the old bottom ball joint, absolutely knackered. You can physically move it up and down and left and right with your hand. Oh yes. And this obviously also had the xenon leveling sensor attached to, so that the lights, you know, adjust depending on the weight in the car and, you know, whatnot. So I had to refix that to the new arm, because the new arm isn't an alley arm like this. They're both steel on the front of this now, but I've fixed it back in same place on the new arm, so that should be fine. So it's ready now to go for an MOT, which is obviously too late now today. So I will take it for an MOT tomorrow. Can't see why it won't pass. Should be fine. And then it's just a little bit of touching up. There. I'll do you the price breakdown as well. And oh yeah, and obviously as you can probably see, I've done all the wheel nuts on all the wheels, torqued them back up, so they're all good. So yeah, we'll get it MOT'd tomorrow in the end of this video, do a price breakdown, and well, I've done with this. I will still do the drive, do you know what I mean, like the road review, but we'll just do it as a separate video, completely separate, because I'm still waiting for the GoPro 9, which I want to be before I do them, and I'm still waiting for the mounts as well to put it in the car. And I want to do it properly. I don't want to go around trying to hold this bloody camera. For one, it's illegal, and two, it's not right, is it? It's not properly. So we'll do that. So yes, for you, it'll be a couple of seconds. For me, it'll be tomorrow. But I will see you then. Okay, we are back. And just first of all, I do apologise about the background noise. It's been raining all day, and this is the quietest it's got, so I'm going to try and get a bit of filming in quickly, but like I said, I'm sorry if it's a bit noisy for you guys. So we have got the Focus ST back from the MOT. It passed first time and not a single advisory, so that's great. I'm highly happy with that. They did the tracking whilst they had it, and this morning I've been washing the car. So I've given it a good clean, in and out. So yeah, we are pretty much there. So there's a few little bits I want to just give it a bit of attention to. And then at the end of this video, we're going to go through the price breakdown and have a look at exactly what we've got in this car up to this point. So the few bits I want to just give a bit of attention to first. There's a few spots around the car that could really do with a good, machine polish. One of which being this rear bumper. You see all them dirt marks? This has been washed and scrubbed with soap, and that's how it ended up. Now just a quick pass with a bit of cutting compound, and that's where we get to. So I'm going to do the rear bumper there, go up these sides, but there is an odd few little bits on the car I want to mess with as well, like down here. I want to get that lot off. I think there was some more over here on the A-pillar. Some of these marks are from trees, you see, where it's gone through the forest. I want to give them a few passes over, which I'm sure it'll all come out, but it's coming out okay. Do you know, the car's alright, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice and clean inside now. It could obviously be better, don't get me wrong. It wants a proper professional valet. I'll be the first to admit, I absolutely hate washing cars. Can't stand it, doesn't matter. And the headlight. Well, this is the original one. Little bit of condensation. The one I've done, nothing. It's clear as a whistle. And like I said, I've just washed it. So that looks like it's worked out okay. So I'll just put, like I said, a bit of time into these few areas I just want to give a little bit of a buff to. And then we're going to go through the prices. And you can see then where we're up to in terms of money. You know, this car's never going to win any show and shine competitions. You know, there is some marks on it that I'm not going to be able to do anything with. Most of which, like I said, are from the fact that it had a bit of an excursion. So we're just going to have to live with them. Right there. I'm a bit sceptical of machine polishing this black stuff. I'll probably make it worse than it already is. And the side skirt does need a bit of attention yet still, but the weather's just too miserable. It's not warm enough, so I'll come back to you in a few and we'll do the price breakdown and finish this off. Okay, we're done. It's not going to stop raining, so we're just going to have to get through this. But that's how the rear bumper came up. Not perfect, but you know, far better than it was. I also got that green bit off. Far better. See, there's a fair few dents here. Just little small dents. But I also got all that off the A-pillar. So yeah, like I said, it's not going to win any show and shine, but it's come out pretty well to say what it's been through, and it runs and drives absolutely perfect. It really does. So let's talk money then. I will just get my phone, so I've got the prices on there. I can't remember if I told you the purchase price or not, but we'll go through it all now. Let me swap hands. Sorry if it's a bit shaky, the camera. Good news is though, today's Wednesday, I'm videoing this as it's going to come out today. Good news is on Friday the new camera is supposed to be getting delivered. I've got a big tripod floodlight coming, so when like we're working on under engine bays, like on the Punto doing the cam belt, there'll be a lot more light and that'll be a lot better video. I've got a suction pad coming for when we're doing the road reviews. I think that's turned up today actually. I've had a notification for that. What else have I ordered? I've ordered loads of things to try and make things better for the videos, and obviously we've got the wireless Rode microphone as well, haven't we? So that's going to make the sound a lot better. But anyway, let's get this. Oh, bloody phone's locked me out again. The rain sounds like it's getting worse, so let's just get this done. So the car itself, from auction, including the fees, was £3,560. There's a lot of pennies on these bits and pieces, but I'm just going to cut them off and get rid of them. So we ended up putting two bottom control arms on this car, one on the passenger front where the whole lot was ripped off, and the driver's front as well. I did put a brand new one on the driver's side. I put a second-hand one on the passenger side. I should have put a new one on really, but the new one on the driver's side was £65. The second-hand one on the passenger side was £27. We'll see how long it lasts, but I should have put a new one on really. We have all the brand new wheel nuts. They were £20. We had the box that holds the ECU in this wheel arch. That was £45 now. Some bits on this car are expensive. We had the two bits of grille that we replaced. This spotlight grille and the bottom grille. The pair of them were £75. Again, not cheap. I had to put two new bulbs in spotlights. I've included that. £6.89. The triangular trim, which is this, was, where's it gone? £20. £20. Door mirror, complete with cover, lens, £80. Washer covers, washer jet covers that is, £12. Headlight, I bought a second-hand headlight to take the lens off it, that was £30. The passenger wing was £95. Then we have the brand new drive shaft, passenger front, that was £90. We got a second-hand hub and strut, £100. And then we've got the inner and the outer rack end combined, they were £20. Drop link, £8. MOT was £35. The parts for the service I can't remember exactly, so I've just put 100 in. It's definitely no more than that. It's probably about £60. And then obviously I had to buy 4 replacement wheels, which was £250, and we had to get one more tyre, which was £80. So that gives us a grand total of just over £4,700 to get exactly where we are now. So is that good value or not? I don't think it's too bad. For what looked like not really bad damage, it shows just how quickly the prices starts to add up. At the moment it's not very easy to make any money on salvage. Prices are very high, parts are even higher. But I think if I was to sell this, I can't see any reason why I wouldn't get 5.5 for it. I think that would be, a fair price. There's one on eBay right now exactly the same as this, 12 plate ST3 white Estate. It's done less mileage, 51. This is done 88, but it is a category N and it's listed for £8,000. Now I think that is obviously too much, and it's probably going to be a bit tidier than this one, because this, like I said, there's still a little bit of tightening up to do on this, but I think £8,000's way too much. I think realistically, like I said, 5.5, perhaps towards 6, I don't know. But like I say, it's not for sale. But let me know what you think. I've got £4,700 in this, which I'm happy with. And yeah, a few people have mentioned it's a bit of a drop down from my current car, which is a new Audi S4. But you see, I've had the Audi S4 since new. Now that car cost me just short of 50 grand. And as of today, just a touch over 3 years old, it's probably worth about 25. So that's why I'm getting rid of it. I've lost a lot of money already, but it's going to continue to lose a little bit yet. I would expect, for what I've got in this Focus, I will probably lose on that Audi if I keep it another year to 2 years. So and this Focus isn't going to lose money. Not a lot. Definitely not that much. So financially it makes sense. I don't get to use the S4 much anyway. It's my wife that drives these cars around. I use vans most of the time, so I'm more than happy for the odd time that I have to use the car to be using this. More practical for us, plenty of boot space. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So we'll call it a day there. I'll finish this video now, but when the weather does permit and once all my new gear has turned up, we will get out on the road with this car and we'll do a nice road review on it and my opinion of it and stuff like that. But the weather's just terrible and I want the better camera and I want the proper GoPro mounts and stuff, and I want to do it properly. So look forward to that sometime in the future, probably when, like I said, when the weather gets better. Got some videos coming up soon on the Punto. A lot of the stuff is soon to be here for this. A lot of interest in that car, and I can understand why. A lot of people asking how much is it and whatnot. If anyone is interested, just message me on Instagram and we can talk about it through that. But yeah, anyway, thank you as always for watching. As I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Well over 13,000 subscribers now, and going strong. So yeah, thank you as always, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.